Hi, this is Alex Sorensen here from CBA 6 News, and the topic for today's discussion is free trade versus fair trade. Come on, we're on Malvin's campus. Let's see how some students react to this.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Free trade versus fair trade.
Yeah, what about it?
I'm Alex Sorensen, sorry.
Oh, hi.
Introduce yourself.
Jimmy.
I'm Alex Sorensen, nice to meet you.
Nice to
All
meet
right,
you
free
too.
trade versus fair trade. What do you guys think about it?
Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of would be better if we could just sit down and talk about it. It seems like a very complex topic. Is that all right?
That sounds like a great idea.
All right, cool. Let's do that.
Okay. Hi, I'm Alex Sorensen. Michael, right?
Yes,
All right.
Michael Gormley.
Nice to meet you, Michael.
Nice to meet you too.
So Michael, on the topic of free trade versus fair trade, what are your thoughts, and which one do you think is the better way to go?
Now, for a long time, this has been a hotly debated issue for years in the U.S. government, and where I stand on it definitely is on the side of free trade. Now, to understand this a little bit, we have to go back a little bit, and to when the colonies were just starting, there's an expression. It's I believe a French word it's an economic type of way. It's called laissez-faire, and it means roughly to leave it be or to let do, or essentially it's a non-governmental interference in the economy. And now where this stands is on free trade. Now it's essentially, to explain free trade as simply as possible, it's government doesn't interfere. They don't produce tariffs. They don't subsidize things. And now this isn't an enormous thing in our economy. We have subsidies on dozens of things, most specifically oil, which is a huge thing. That's a big thing in the energy thing. And a lot of people who are trying to be advocates for clean energy, the main problem is it's so expensive. And the reason it's so expensive is because the government doesn't subsidize any of the clean energy yet. And hopefully they will. And big proponents of free trade emphasize the reduction of barriers in countries, like I said. And they believe, the essential belief of it is that business should fail or succeed based on its merits, on how to respond in an economy. Like if your business is run by a brilliant man, and he makes every single right decision, that your business should succeed. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, if you have an absolute idiot running your company, it should fail. Now, with government interference, the thing that can get tricky is sometimes the other way around happens, where it can be an absolutely brilliant man running this business, and it can fail because just the subsidies aren't there, and there's too high of tariffs, and it can cause diplomatic problems, and it has definitely a negative effect on the economy when you put so many restrictions on trade.
Okay, well done. What do you think's the best, back to the part on how energy works and everything, what do you think's a better source that we could use that would help out the economy today in the United States?
Well, personally I think thermodynamic energy is something that's been untapped, and again, it just needs that initial subsidizing of the economy, because where it's at right now, because we're not free trade. Now, if it is free trade, and we have a completely free trade government, then thermodynamic energy has an even leg with oil. But the fact is, oil's already subsidized so heavily, and it's so popular, and our country is connected to oil because the government wants it. And this has so many economic and political, especially, repercussions with Saudi Arabia. And the wars we've been in have been because of oil. And so while it is an economic issue, it stems out into these environmental issues, into these political issues. And other than thermodynamic energy, I think hydrodynamic energy and solar energy are things that, if there weren't as many subsidies for oil, that would be a complete untapped market.
Okay. Thank you very much for that response, Michael.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, back to Jimmy. Jimmy, nice to meet you. Hi, well, Jimmy. Hi.
Alex again, right?
That's right,
All right.
Alex. So we were just typing to Mike, one of your classmates here at Malvern.
Yeah.
And he spoke to us about free trade.
Yeah.
What do you think about fair trade? If you don't mind.
Actually, I like fair trade more. Just
Really?
a little fun fact there. It I kind of like it more. I mean, free trade, with all things, it has its ups and downs, its pluses and minuses. And of course, it is fair trade. But I guess I kind of like fair trade a little bit more because it helps others, And I mean, here at a Catholic school, we one thing we really focus on is reaching out and helping others in Christian service, and I really enjoy that. And it, we can you can reach out, and the thing about fair trade is you'll get your same products that you could get in the U.S. or another country and everything, but you can get it from a kind of third world country, I guess you could say, like Uganda or something like that, where they, are growing vanilla down there. And maybe vanilla may not be, 100% of the product, I guess you could say taste-wise or product-wise, as you get in the United States, and it's 90%, and you might pay a little bit more, but with giving them that money, the money that you would pay there, first of all, it would improve labor conditions, So for everybody that's working down there, it'll just make it so much safer and give them more wages. That way they can get things for their families and stuff, and just really help the society down there in that way. And also, it improves their products, So with giving them more money, they can use that money to find ways to be more efficient and make their products, maybe taste better or last longer, use certain preservatives that they don't have to use anymore because they have more money and stuff like that. So it really helps in that way. And that's really great. It does have its problems, fair trade. It is kind of restrictive in some ways, because it also wants to make sure that, it's helping both countries. And with that, it wants to make sure that bigger countries aren't really taking advantage of smaller countries. But like I said, at a Catholic institution like Malvern, which we really focus on Christian service, it is very important to us to help others. And I see you actually have a cross out right now, and
that's right.
Jesus said, "Love thy neighbor," and that's what fair trade does. And it really helps. Helps both sides, and that way both sides of the deal can grow, and not just the one big country, and it's not taking advantage of the little guy. And I mean, it really helps, and it just, to me, an all-around win. But to others, not so much, because the businessmen are really trying to make as much money as they can. They're not really thinking about everybody else. And I mean, I'm just trying to make sure that everybody can kind of live with as the peace and everything that they need in life, So it's just, I feel like it's a better way to go, personally.
It seems like you're coming from not only just a giving kind of Christian, I guess some motivation to start up, but you're also looking at it from the economic point of view in the long term.
Yeah.
So it's great. I don't know. It's great to see the motivation from that, and
they are two very different views that you need to look at it, And I mean, that's like that. You also need to look at free trade and look at it both ways. And like all things, you need to look at everything in life with many different angles, so that way you can see how other people see it and why they see it that way, and then from yourself, just make your decision on how you feel about it, and then go from there.
But is it correct to assume that you do think fair trade is better than free trade?
Yes, I do. That's safe to assume.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Jimmy.
No problem.
I appreciate it. Yeah. All right. Thanks for your time, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jimmy. I'm gonna go interview the rest of the students on campus to see what their views are. But thanks again. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Dude, Mike, I heard you said free trade was better. What's up with that, man?
It is.
Dude, come on. Like, you gotta be serious here. In all seriousness, like, you don't realize how fair trade is better? It's helping people. We're helping
not.
people.
It's flat out not. You're completely wrong. I mean, like, if you look at free trade, you're just letting people do things, and you're restricting people, and that's ridiculous.
What, fair trade is? Fair trade's restricting people.
Yeah.
Dude, I know, but still, like, we're helping people. Like, yeah, it might not help them, like, the big guys as much, but at least you're helping the little guy.
You help the little guy just as much with free trade, because it's actually trading instead of going all through these hoops to get simple trade.
I know, but it's helping the lesser developed countries. You know, they're getting more money, more profits, helping their country grow.
But even with free trade, the lesser countries are still making trades.
I know. All right, but trade should be more equal. You know, it should be more.
How are they not equal?
But dude, it's just you need to understand what I'm looking at here, right? Yeah, free trade is good, but typically for only the big guy or one country out of the two that are trading. It's always going to be one. There's always going to be a trade where somebody's getting the raw end of the deal.
Then why are they making the trade?
Because they need the supply still.
They should make a trade that is fair to them. That's not their fault. If you're dumb, your business should fail. That's how it works. The government's not going to hold your hand through every trade you make.
Fine, dude. All right, let's look at it this way. Fair trade alleviates poverty, all right? And it helps, like, improve working conditions. I talked about that with Alex, right? It's helping the environment, man. Because, just let me finish, all right? Please, I'm tired of this. You know what? It helps the environment when it sits there because you're using the same locations in these different countries over and over and over again to make the same crops, the same crops, the same crops. But if you go to a different country, then they can use that area, and it'll just be fresher soil and everything, and it'll help the environment, and it'll help the country, and it'll help that country grow, and it'll help those working conditions.
Well, okay.
Will help those people.
If you want it to be in the same place, you wouldn't want it to be fair trade, because these people are going to have to jump through hoops every single time, and again and again and again. But if you have it free trade, it allows for easy access to simple trading routes, and you can form that bond easier.
You can form a bond with a developing country just as much.
That's not true, because you have to go through all these hoops and...
Yeah, but you'll get so accustomed to the hoops that it'll seem like it's nothing, and that way both parties are winning. Both sides are going to win.
That's just not true. Like, that's completely ridiculous. You're assuming that they're not succeeding in free trade, which is just not the case.
Yeah, they could succeed in free trade, but if the one party succeeds in free trade, then both could succeed in fair trade.
Listen, let's say you go to Wawa and you want to buy a Coke, and you just go in and you try to give your money, but no, the government has to step in, and they have to tell you, oh no, are you sure this is what you're getting for it? No, you just want to go and buy a simple Coke. That's all you want to do. It's a fair trade of goods and services for different goods and services.
Alright, man, you know what? You're so stubborn, I know I'm never going to change your mind. So I have a ton of graphic design work to do. I'm getting out of here, alright? Whatever.
No, stop.
Bye-bye.
What's going on in here?
Jimmy came in here arguing about fair trade versus free trade. This guy came to interview us and started this huge fight, and he just stormed out.
What was his opinion on it?
He said that fair trade was better. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I mean,
What, that fair trade's better?
No, that free trade's better. I mean,
Exactly.
Thank God. Free trade sparks competition that allows consumers to have access to cheaper products. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
It just makes trade easier.
It creates more economic growth and encourages innovation and whatnot. So yeah,
That's what I was saying. He was saying just all this ridiculous stuff.
Yeah. What were his points?
I don't know. He was saying something about like it helps people and it's better for you and you should be a man of God. Like whatever. Like didn't talk anything
Helps the
about
poor.
economics. Yeah, it doesn't. It was ridiculous. It wasn't making any sense.
I think free trade also helps the poor because a lot of times, since it's a German for himself, a lot of businesses fail, which creates new businesses that
Exactly.
thrive.
Exactly.
It's more jobs. So yeah.
That was exactly what I was saying. And those tariffs already help the rich get richer. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't see where he's coming from.
And you can edit it out.
Okay, that sounds good. Make it real?
Yes.
Or, you want me to like purpose?
Guys, do not walk. Get out of the way, Irvine, please. Actually, seriously. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Alex Sorensen. Shoot, sorry, redo that. I'm Alex Sorensen from 6B. Cut it.
Perfectly fine, and then into the other door.
Yeah, there you
Go,
go.
Liam.
Go.